Coming up on First at 4, it's been 1 year since a Southern Kentucky police officer was killed. A permanent memorial now stands in his honor. And former Vice President Mike Pence suspends his presidential campaign after struggling in a crowded field of GOP contenders.
Plus, we are tracking some big changes to kick off the work week. Your forecast coming up as Mountain News First at 4 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, 1 year has passed since a Southern Kentucky police officer was killed. Police say a drunk driver slammed into London officer Sergeant Logan Medlock's cruiser, killing him on October 30th of last year. That suspect, Casey Bird, was actually in court today, and a trial date was set. WYMT's Bill Pendleton has more on the anniversary was marked.
Sergeant Logan Medlock was a beloved member of this Southern Kentucky police force. He was known for and even awarded and honored for pulling over drunk drivers. And on the night of October 30th, very early that morning, 2022, a year ago today, police say that a drunk driver tragically ended his life. The suspect in that case today, a year later, learning where and when a jury will start considering his case. A permanent memorial now stands in the spot where Sergeant Medlock died a year ago. It replaces a makeshift memorial of flowers, caution tape, and a traffic cone that stood there for months. It's been a year, but the wounds are still fresh for the department that lost 2 officers in the same year.
It's such a tragic time, such a tragic event, such a loss to the community.
This morning, a community of police officers did a formation run, chanting in a cadence call through downtown and in front of the courthouse where the suspect in Medlock's death was in a pretrial hearing. Casey Bird learned that he will face a jury trial starting April 16th of next year in Warren County.
It's hard to believe that it's been a year, that he's been gone a year.
Along with that formation run this morning and with the monument that was installed at the place where the crash happened, there's also a bridge named in honor and memory of Sergeant Logan Medlock, a bridge that goes over Interstate 75 here in the city limits of London. In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
Phil, thank you. Casey Bird's final pretrial conference before the trial will be on March 25th of next year. Family, friends, and former co-workers gathered today to say their final goodbyes to Jim Boggs. Jim was the former general sales manager and station manager here at WYMT, serving the station for 25 years. He also served his community on numerous boards and committees. Former co-worker Keith Casebolt spent some time reflecting after his service today, saying Boggs will be greatly missed.
He was kind. He was good to everybody. He was understanding. He was somebody that you could talk to, relate to. I just don't know of anyone that didn't like Jim. He just had that effect.
Casebolt says Jim always has been and always will be part of the mountains, and today is a hard day for our mountain family. WYMT's Olivia Calfee will have more on his life and legacy tonight at 6.
We are tracking some gloomy, chilly, and soggy weather to kick off your work week, all thanks to a cold front, and more showers are possible as we go into this evening. Here's a look at the radar right now. You can see we are tracking some showers across most of the mountains right now. Zooming into portions of the Cumberland Valley, some showers in Somerset, also over to London, also to Manchester and Clay County. Also tracking some more light showers in Perry County, also along US 119 from Harlan over to Whitesburg, also into Pike County, and more light showers in Southwest Virginia as well. And same story back to the north, close to West Liberty and Morgan County, also into Lawrence, also Johnson and Magoffin County, more showers as well. Nothing too heavy, but those spotty showers do linger into this afternoon, also into this evening. Here's a live look from UVA-wise. You can see the clouds, also the raindrops on the camera lens, and check out that temperature. down to 45 degrees, and most of us in the middle to upper 40s right now. 46 in Somerset, also London, 45 in Hazard, and 48 over in Clay County from Manchester. So we are chilly this afternoon, but we get even cooler into tonight. Also by tomorrow, we have a freeze warning in place for those far western counties tonight, and a freeze watch in place for most of the region that will go into effect on Tuesday night, also into your Wednesday morning. So some cold weather is on the way. That full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
I'm not ready for it. Thank you, Cameron. In the Republican presidential race, former Vice President Mike Pence dropped out over the weekend, saying he has no regrets. Pence struggled in the crowded GOP field. Former President Donald Trump still leads the race while he fights his courtroom battles. CBS's Robert Costa is in Washington with more on Pence's withdrawal.
After much prayer and deliberation, I have decided to suspend my campaign for president effective today.
Former Vice President Mike Pence suspended his campaign this past weekend in a speech in Las Vegas.
This is not my time.
With a nod to how hard it has been to gain traction in a primary race so dominated by his one-time ally, former President Donald Trump.
We always knew this would be an uphill battle, but I have no regrets. The only thing that would have been harder than coming up short would have been if we'd never tried at all.
Pence's decision might be the beginning of a shakeup of the Republican presidential contest, potentially prompting others to assess their own campaigns and whether they should follow suit and consider rallying around a Trump alternative.
Look, I think that in the end, it just means this race is narrowing, which everyone said that it would.
But Trump rivals like former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie are in no rush to leave or to push others out.
It's not my place to tell people when to get out.
Sources close to Pence say he is unlikely to quickly make an endorsement.
Everybody that leaves seems to be endorsing me.
But Trump called on Pence to endorse him, despite having pressured Pence relentlessly to overturn the 2020 election results.
He should endorse me. I chose him, made him vice president, but people in politics can be very disloyal.
And there is some news today in Iowa. A new Des Moines Register NBC poll shows Trump up with 43% of support from Republican caucus goers in that state. And there is a race for second place at 16%, former Ambassador Nikki Haley and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Robert Costa, CBS News, Washington.
Coming up on First at 4, Mexico cleans up after powerful Hurricane Otis, and the death toll has increased.
Plus, we are tracking a possible hard freeze by Tuesday night and Wednesday night. Those details after this break.